Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fragrant Bunker. Today we're going to do the top 5 November perfumes. Check out this gorgeous misty background of a landscape that I have prepared for you. It's very November. It's a little bit chilly out there. A little pond. It hasn't frozen yet. It's still liquid, but there's like frost there. I love that mist in the background, how it kind of fades out and disappears. Oh, I just want to be there. I really want to be there. I want to escape again into nature as we head towards colder and colder times. You guys, thumb up the video, subscribe. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's a legend, just my opinion, and I'm not sponsored by any of the brands. I bought all of these perfumes myself. So let's start off with a gorgeous morning, fresh shower. I just look at this morning and I'm just like obsessed. And I've talked about this for a minute now, Shalimar's Satin Shower Oil. I know it's a shower oil, it's not a perfume, but it smells so beautifully of tart vanilla, crispy, almost burnt vanilla as well. I mean, this is delicious. And hold on, we have an extra bonus. So for my number one, I also add Shalimar's Jasmine Millésime. These two together, this one smells more of the Millésime Iris, the Iris Millésime. So, but check out my review of it to know all the details about it. I just love this shower oil. It's not a shower gel, it's a shower oil, and you have to wash it off. You can't just like leave it on like a perfume oil. No, it has a minimal amount of foaming to it. It's sticky. You got to wash it off, right? Such an experience every day to shower with this. I love it. And you don't need that much. I've showered a ton already with it. And I mean, a bit is gone, but not as much as I thought. And I usually do 2 rounds every shower I take. I do it twice. I lavish myself twice just to add more of the smell to it. There's more vanilla in here than jasmine. And that's why I love to add the Millésime Jasmin. Now, I got to say, oh my God. Check out my review of the Jasmine or Jasmin Millésime Shalimar Guerlain. It has like 3 or 4 different jasmine types in here, but there's not an indolic Jasminum grandiflorum smell in here like we see in, let's say, Joy by Jean Patou, but we have an Indian jasmine, the Madurai jasmine, which is sweet. It kind of, it doesn't go into that indolic aspect that some grandiflorums can go into when they smell a little bit like barnacles or poopy. It's indoles. What are you going to do? On some skins, they develop in a beautiful floral way, and on other skins, they get a little fecal. This one doesn't have that at all. This is like a vanilla type of sweetness. It is so beautiful. No, I can't even. I have to. Yeah, no, this is, and the beauty of this one in November in particular is no matter, so it depends how much you spray. So if you dose it a lot, you're going to get a certain facet of the jasmine. If you just spray a smidge, you're going to get more of a green tone like I did right now. But if I overdo it, if I spray like 15 times, I get this beautiful, beautiful Indian jasmine vanilla accord. It's just on another level of beautiful. And according to how cold the weather is outside, you can imagine you can kind of go more or less into the direction to feel the warmth of this perfume or the more cooler facets of the perfume. A friend of mine bought 5 to 7 bottles of this when it first came out. It was released last year. It's a lot. The more I wear it and the more I'm kind of thinking, oh, I should have done that too when it was first released, because it was a one and done deal, but I love it so much. of the millesimes, this one is becoming my favorite one. Although the millesime iris is like really, really high up there as well. So I start off my cold November morns with these little beauties, and they make me feel so happy. Also having breakfast, eating waffles and drinking warm chocolate while, having bathed in this and showered or sprayed myself in this after. Just so delicious. If I find any of the links to these, I'll post them down below. There's definitely, I think, a link to this one because this one is newly launched, you guys, for the 100th birthday of Shalimar, because Shalimar was originally released in 1925. And as I'm making this video, it is 2025, November 2025. So you can imagine this one is just released. I hope it's not a limited edition because I definitely need more bottles of this in my life. It's so nice. I love the fact that it's not a gel, that it's an oil. It feels more substantial, more rich on the skin. It just smells opulent. Love it. Thumb up the video, subscribe. Let's move on to number 2. My number 2, soothing, calming in this very special weather and time of year where we're gathering our final thoughts as we enter the last phase of the year, which is December, and then January and blah, blah, blah. So there's that last little comforting moment. And that last comforting, soothing moment, I look for it in Cabriole by Hermes. And it is a perfume made for kids 3 years and up without alcohol. But it's also for grown-ups. I adore this. It is Hermes's signature accord, which is osmanthus. Nobody does osmanthus like Hermes. And here you smell the best osmanthus you've ever smelled. There's sandalwood in here as well, but and I'm mixing everything up now. Who cares? Oh my gosh. This is so quintessentially Hermes. I have a quick story to share about this one. So when I was first kind of venturing into, it's a long story. On my main channel, my superdacob main channel, I also have an Hermes journey story. And, I do like some of their things very much, like their frisbees, their horse riding gear. I love their Champ d'Ancre, which I wear all the time. Like, their horse riding crops, their cards, tarot cards. There's some like beautiful things that I love, love, love. And I use it from them a lot. I'm not a big fan of silk carrés and scarves. I have them, but I don't wear silk a lot because I tend to sweat a lot in this area. So I usually tend to have all of this as open as possible. So I'm not a scarf person or a carré person or a foulard person. I do love foulards, but I just don't wear them. And I'm trying to really buy and consume more thoughtfully only things that I'm actually going to wear. So anyway, a couple of years ago when this one was first released, I bought a bottle. It was really hard to find because they only sold it at the Hermes stands. Online, it was always gone. It was really, and it was also around about September, October, November when it was released a couple of years ago. And I found a bottle, I bought it. Oh man, so much joy wearing it. And I doused myself in it one morning and I felt some type of way. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to Hermes and I'm going to ask them for a Birkin. Obviously not going to happen because you have to kind of, do the wish list. And then you tell them, then they grant you the wish appointment. And at the appointment, you tell them what you want to buy. And then they write that down for you. And then like a year later, you get the bag, which is fine by me. I don't mind waiting. I think it's beautiful thinking that they're making something custom made just for you. So I go to Hermes and I am doused in this and I'm just feeling my oats. And I'm just like looking around, I'm like, look. And I was also looking for this. I still didn't have this. So I was asking for this and for the Birkin. And obviously none of them were available. This was like still lockdown time. Like we were just getting out of that whole situation. Distribution was limited. Like it was really hard. Raw materials were missing. Productions were kind of stopped in most of these companies. So everything was trickling very slowly into the shops. But I was in no rush, no hurry. I was super chill. I was like, hey, I'm looking for this particular thing in this size, this length. And for the Birkin, and the lady, she says, oh my God, you smell amazing. I'm like, well, thank you. I'm wearing Cabriole. And she's like, oh, is that our new perfume? She's like, I was just on maternity leave. I was gone for a while and I just came back this week. And so she was gone for a while, right? And she's like, oh man, so nice to like have somebody so comfortable to talk to, 'cause, not pushy. I'm like, no, I just want the necklace, the bracelet. And she's like, well, for the Birkin, she's like, it's really difficult, especially now with the shortages we have. But I can show them to you so we can like at least figure out what size would suit you the most. So she opens up all of those cupboards where all of the sizes, the samples are, and I start trying them out, the sizes, and the leathers, and you smell the leathers. And you check the hardwares and we're talking, she's like, look, I mean, you just have to make the wish appointment whenever you're ready for it. And then after that, you wait a year, like it's doable, it's just going to take now a while. I'm like, yeah, I'm in no hurry. Like, I really would like this first. And so that beautiful conversation that we had, she then goes to the back and she finds that they do have one of these, but it was too long for me. And I needed one that had one link less. And she says, well, I can put you down, again, wish for that. And as soon as it arrives, we will contact you. And that happened like 6 months later. They got it and they never forgot. They contacted me and I got my thing. I got my little bracelet, my Jean d'Ancre. And so I will forever remember Cabriole will always be connected to that very comforting, beautiful, relaxing moment at Hermes. It was fall, late fall, gloomy type of day. The shop was kind of semi-empty. They did bring me a drink. I just took some sparkling water. And we were just chilling, looking at all of these things, enjoying them without necessarily buying anything. But of course, putting me down, I didn't waste anybody's time. Obviously, it was very clear that I wanted to buy stuff. So a couple of months later, I got the email telling me like, hey, the bracelet arrived, but then I was traveling around the world, couldn't get there. And I said, I'm so sorry, I can't pick it up within a week. They're like, no, don't worry, we'll keep it for you. And then 2 months later, I finally managed to get, or 1 month later, to the shop, and they kept it for me and I got it and love it. And then 2 years after that, I got my Birkin. So this perfume to me will forever be connected to my moment. Love it. This is literally like me, very, very, I don't know. I want to say like, just behaving like, "Wee." I think the naivete that I had, and that I've always had with Hermes, is something that really bodes well with their mentality and how they work. So I feel like I'm that kid is just like enjoying the ride. Whatever happens at Hermes, I enjoy it. It's a very, very soothing, chill, easy ride for me. I'm never frustrated about it. I'm like, what's there is there. I'm not going to push anybody. I'm not going to frustrate myself. And this perfume was also difficult to find because everybody was buying it and they did not want to distribute this one worldwide. I guess because also the materials they're using in here, it would be maybe harder to produce this on a vaster scale. But it is such a soothing, relaxing moment for me. The osmanthus and the sandalwood in here are just beautifully elegant, delicate, caressing, and soothing. And then there's that memory. And it brings me always back because it was in November that I went to Hermes to ask for the bracelet and the bag. And it comes in this gorgeous little pouch, the little Hermes pouch, to protect it when you're not using it. And I love the colors. It has black and orange. The lid is, the stopper is black. So it has kind of those Halloween colors as well, which is very much now November, end of October, November time. Thumb up the video, subscribe. There's probably not going to be a shopping link to this one unless Hermes doesn't have direct links for it. But if I do find one, I'll post it down below. And let's get to number 3. I'm going to blend it in. Boy, oh boy, this is a beauty. I have reviewed Christian Dior's Addict several times on my channel because I have several versions of it. I have the first iteration of it, and then I have the reformulated version. There's a 2012 reformulated version, then there's a 2014 reformulated version. I have the first iteration of Addict with the gold hardware that has a little lid on top that kind of turns, and then you unlock the sprayer. And then I also have the 2012, 2014 edition where you take off this lid and then there's a sprayer there. What can I say? This is the Queen of the Night perfume. It is the tiare flower. A lot of vanilla in there as well. As the name says, it's addict, it's addictive. This was the time when John Galliano was at Dior. It is such an intoxicatingly beautiful smell. A couple of years ago, I saw on Instagram Goldie Hawn getting ready to go to some award event, whether it be the Golden Globes or the Oscars. And her makeup artist, hair artist was there with her. And then, like, they were filming her getting ready. And then she was rushing out of the house into the car to get driven off to the event. And she sprayed on a ton of Dior Addict. I was like, oh, Goldie, there you go. Atta girl. And so I always envision a Goldie Hawn whenever I smell Dior Addict. It's such a beautiful smell. It is addictive. It is very luring. The vanilla just calls you in. And it's the older this juice gets, not for nothing, the bottle is like dark blue. They don't want you to see the color changing. It turns blood red, almost black red, as the vanilla in the overdose of vanilla in there oxidizes. That doesn't mean that the perfume has gone bad, not at all. It just means that the vanilla is oxidizing, which is a totally normal process that happens to vanilla in perfumes. So just because the liquid has turned darker doesn't mean that it's bad. Now, all of a sudden, however, be careful that it doesn't stain your clothes. I would never spray perfume on lighter fabrics. Be careful of that. So, and also the fact that it's like this beautiful dark night color, very Y2K era, because the addiction happens at night. And the first ad for this one was this like model running through the streets of Paris, or was it London? And she wanted to kind of steal this perfume from a shop and breaks the window and takes it because she's like, she needs her fix of Addict. And then she's like sweating and she's like almost like, you know, getting a nervous breakdown because she can't get Addict. And then she finally gets it, breaks the window, gets her bottle, and it kind of hides in a little side street and sprays it on and goes, oh. It was so amazing. Love that old school ad. Times have changed. Advertisements like that would probably not be possible nowadays because of political correctness, what have you. The smell of it is still amazing, even though they did reformulate it quite a bit and they have watered it down. They don't even mention the tiare flower anymore in here. Now it's more green than ambery. But I still sense the tiare flower or something sweet-ish whenever I sniff on current iterations of Addict. I have in particular the Eau de Parfum, but they also had an EDT, and there was also a Délice version. I don't know if the Délice is still in production. And then there was the Extrait, which was released for a very short amount of time. It was a limited edition. If you can get your hands on the Extrait, you're in for a treat. But that one by now has turned black in color, probably. So be careful not to stain yourself when you wear it. This one is just so beautiful and warm. It pulsates from within. So this one gives me hope, gives me good vibes for the future, makes me feel some type of way when I'm wearing it in colder weather. It's such a beauty in November. It's just really, really, really beautiful. Kind of simple in a way in its complexity, but its message is very simple. It's a soothing, warm embrace. And I remember when it first came out, it was everywhere. Everyone was wearing it. I mean, it was like the Baccarat Rouge of its time. Okay, it was so annoying to smell it everywhere, but now I miss it. Now I gotta be honest with you guys, how terrible perfumery has become throughout the years. Looking at you, Baccarat Rouge. Ugh, can't stand it. I feel like this one is, I wish people would be wearing this one all around. If I only knew when this one was released how bad perfume times would become today, I would not have been so critical to this one back in the day, you know? Yeah. Such a beauty. I think more people should rediscover Dior Addict because it's such a joyous, wonderful, soothing, calming, but also invigorating, warm perfume. Love it to bits. Great for November. If I do find a shopping link to this one, I shall post it below. Thumb up the video, subscribe. Moving on to my number 4. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love it. Love it to bits. Elizabeth Taylor's Diamonds and Rubies. This one falls into the cheapy category. And I always say, just because a perfume is under 20 bucks doesn't mean it's bad. And boy, is this one good. Sophia Groisman is the nose behind this one. This is the only Elizabeth Taylor perfume that Sophia Groisman made. She also did Eternity by Calvin Klein. Go check out my review of Eternity. I love that perfume so much, that motherly embrace of a perfume. Check out my review of Eternity. Diamonds and Rubies. I got this bottle for $11 at Ross. And this is 50 ml. They also have 100 ml for like $16. But spoiler alert, This one is also in my top Halloween cheapy perfumes. Go check it out because there's a big story behind this one. So I'm not going to enter into the Halloween, more goth qualities of diamonds and rubies. But for this video now, I'm just going to tell you that I like the feeling that this one gives me on Halloween. I like it to linger a little bit longer into November. That feeling of somebody from the past coming to visit you, a haunting spirit, a story that's not been fully told, something has been misunderstood or overlooked or overheard. And this one kind of announces the arrival of something. And it is scary. It's a little bit sad as well. There's a distant echo of the past. And this was released in 1993/1994. I love it to bits. Now, even though the sprayer, they could have done a little better job with it. They could have done it, in the gold. It doesn't matter really. The juice is what matters, and it is really, really good. It came out a couple of years after Lancome's Trésor, also Sophia Groisman. So it has the idea of Trésor in it, but it is more pushed towards the idea, the notion of sapphires and diamonds. Peach accord, rose, a ton of rose. There's ylang ylang. There's a buttery ylang ylang in there. And then there's resins in the dry down. This one will be getting a proper review by me. It is such a soothing, beautiful perfume. Do not judge it right out of the spray, like just spraying it, because in the beginning it is a little bit, I'm not going to say screechy because it's not, but it has a bit of a punch. But that's okay. Good perfumes usually are not the best right from the get-go. It's the dry down where this one shines. It has a smidge of late 80s Giorgio Beverly Hills red in it as well, minus the lychee. This one has peach instead of lychee in it. It's so beautiful, but you got to wait for the dry down, It's a little bit chemical in the opening, but that's okay, It's totally fine. Once you go through the opening that is a little bit harsh, and then you start hitting those mid notes and the bass notes, Diamonds and Rubies is just a masterpiece. Really, it really is. And it's interesting that Sophia just did one. As far as I can tell, she only did one for Elizabeth Taylor. And boy, did she deliver. It's such a beauty, Diamonds and Rubies. I would redesign the bottle because I know the diamonds just the white diamonds and sapphires. There's a whole series of these, a lot of flankers. This is a flanker as well, technically. And they all have kind of the same bottle. But I would love to see this one in not in the white diamonds bottle, but it's something red. Now, I know the packaging is red. Like, see, this is kind of like, this is supposed to be like, I guess, the diamond and then the ruby red for the red. It's very Hollywood, but also very 90s Hollywood, but then it has this beautiful 30s type of font. I love it. I really, really love it. Elizabeth Taylor team, if you want to get in touch with me about redesigning the bottle, let me know. I know it costs a lot of money though, because obviously if you already have this bottle for all their flankers, you're saving money. I get it. But I think it's time for another limited edition, you know what I mean, to celebrate this one because it's a beauty. And I love it for November because it has those red hues in it. It has that peach, but then it also has the woodsy resins. It's kind of fresh, but it's also warm. So it mimics a morning like this one. There's a lot of red hues in this picture. Yeah, there's green and there's blue and a crystalline, cold, crisp, cold air. But there's also that warmth that emanates from within because you're wearing your sweaters, your wool, your tweeds, your whatever, and that kind of keeps you warm in the cold. So the cold is kind of biting your cheeks and your nose when you're outside in this crisp morning. But then there's that warmth from within, and that's kind of the duality of of diamonds and rubies. It has that cold and hot at the same time. Beautiful duality here. Love it to bits. And I think they also did that to contrast the diamond being so cold looking and crystalline, transparent, white. Transparent, not white. And then the ruby being so red and fiery, like with a flame within, you know, that duality is very well represented in this perfume. And it's also very indicative of November weather as opposed to how you're kind of overheating because you're dressed really warm. So really nails it for me in November. Elizabeth Taylor, Diamonds and Rubies. If I find the shopping link to this one, I shall be posting it down below. Thank you so much for checking that out. And my number 5, you guys, super unexpected. I have never had this perfume on my list in autumn, and especially so like deep into autumn, because this is a perfume that everybody usually, most people usually wear in spring and summer. But boy, oh boy, does this one hit the spot for me this year. That's why I kept it as last. Chanel number 19 Poudré. You guys, who knew? I mean, a ton of iris, orris root, galbanum, musks, musks, musks. Oh my God. And I think because this is a current formulation, I think they've reformulated it a little. Olivier Paul's just putting his paw on his dad's work. And this one does have more of the musk as opposed to number 19 Poudré from 2011 when it was first released by Jacques Polge. And I have batch code 0601 from like a year ago. And the last time I bought this was in 2011. You guys, my last number 19 Poudré was the first release, the first batch from 2011, the 50 ml bottle, which I reviewed on my channel as well many moons ago. I think I added it to kind of a full collective of number 19 Poudré. So this one warrants a brand new updated review, which is coming super soon. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a very, very exciting review. I've already filmed it. It's in post-production now. So number 19 Poudré. Oh my God. It's Olivier Polge made it warmer. He rounded it up. And that's why I think it works so well. It works so well in this time of year. I just, I'm going to have to I know I'm spraying everything on top of each other, but oh my God. Like this perfume it's this, all of this. That fluffy mist, that's number 19 Poudré, that powder, but it's a musky powder. Yes, there's the orris root and the iris in there, which is powdery by nature, but he added those feather light musks, which just kind of tickle you, they caress you as they float around in the air. And that green accord in here is so delicate and creamy and luscious. It's silky, it's velvety, it's almost like cashmere also. Man, this one is just, plus the sprayer, this can be a good or a bad thing. It's a mist sprayer. So this one doesn't kind of spit out the liquid. Like when you spray it, I mean, I don't know, you don't even see it. It just comes out as a tiny little mist. So it falls like a feather on your skin. Everything about this one just works. And I cannot believe that I kind of kept this one, off my radar for so many years. Since 2011, I haven't repurchased it. So this is like a huge thing, like me rediscovering number 19 Poudré, but I've been on a journey. If you've been following me on my channel, subscribe, thumb up the video, by the way. And I'm not sponsored by any of these brands. I bought all of these myself. 2025 has been, to say the least, a difficult year for many of us. And I kind of go back to things that soothe me, calm me down, to help myself get through the hardships. And perfumes are my best friends. So perfumes really help me out a lot. And Chanel is my favorite brand of perfumes. And I've been on a bit of a journey, if you've noticed on my perfume channel, revisiting Chanel perfumes. Like, I've been on YouTube for 11 years, albeit with the perfume channel that started a couple of years ago. But my main channel, my superdacob main channel, has been on YouTube for 11 years. And I started originally reviewing perfumes there. And then a couple of years ago, I started a dedicated perfume channel. And so I started slowly shifting those perfume reviews over to my perfume channel, where you are right now. Plus, I'm filming every new perfume video I film is posted to my perfume channel only. And I have in 2025 started revisiting Chanel reviews because the first ones I've done some of them are 10, 11 years old. So I've started updating my reviews. I've started revisiting the perfumes. I would go to Chanel, I would buy the newest batch I can find to check out where is the perfume now. How have the reformulations been in these 11 years or 10 years? How is the perfume evolving? And it's been such an incredible journey to revisit these fragrances. And I'm having a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments down below if you are bored with me reviewing the Chanel perfumes, or if you're down for more of those, because like Chanel number 19 Poudré is I want to say one of the most forgotten ones, together with Cristal, maybe, or Allure Homme, not the flankers, and Egoiste, not Platinum, just the first Egoiste. Like those are the ones that kind of very few people still talk about. And I'm kind of bringing them out again to give them the respect that they deserve, and also rediscovering them and trying to see and analyze together with you guys, like, how do they smell today? How have the reformulations been affecting it? IFRA has a lot of new regulations. Certain ingredients are no longer allowed to be used. Like, how is Chanel managing to maintain the DNA, the memory of their perfumes, like, still intact without discontinuing them in these difficult times that we're going through with the regulations and stuff, like IFRA regulations? And it's been a really interesting journey to see the evolution of these perfumes. So check out, if you're interested in more Chanel perfume videos, some of mine, and look forward to, push that notification bell and click on get notified for everything I post on the channel to get notified when the review of number 19 Poudré comes out. And it is such a misty, crystalline morning, but also wonderful evening in this landscape to wear this before you go to bed, after dinner, after having eaten dinner and then having had a warm cup of cocoa, hot chocolate, milk, or a tea, and then you cuddle yourself to bed with this on. Chef's kiss. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your favorite perfumes for the month of November. And if you have any, or maybe more than 5, let me know down below. Until next time, subscribe to the video and never give up on fragrant love. Bye.